complete top-down breakdown of a Euro USD trade right here. I recommend you trade Euro USD in US session. 100% I recommend you do it in US, not London, because there is just so much more volume in US for this pair, as I'm going to show you right now. So to start with, really briefly on the weekly, what do we have? Let's move this. What do we have? Well, we had a support zone right here, which was tapped into on the day that I'm about to show you. So tapped into the support zone, and we saw a rejection on this daily candle right here, which was, as you can see, a very strong bullish candle, a rejection of that zone. It was actually a CPI day, so it's a strong rejection of that zone. So what you can see again from the daily is that price was pushing down. This was strongly bearish pushing down, and the body's starting to get weaker. And then suddenly there was a bullish body, but it was quite weak. And then again there was a very weak bearish body right there. So that you can, this is pretty much just a visual of the daily showing you how bearish momentum is dying out as it came down. So it started off strong, and then the momentum died out as it got to this zone here. And then what you know, we had a very strong bullish candle to say that we had rejected this weekly support zone down here. So the daily is immediately telling us buys. This daily is saying nothing to do with sells. But as always, we have to check the 4-hour as well. Now, as we will see right here, a new high was created up there because price broke above this point right here. So price broke above, creating a new high. This means that we are in bullish structure, and we're in bullish structure until this low right here is broken. So we're only looking for buys. As always, what we're looking for is a pullback, and then we can get hopefully a zone around here, and then a push to the upside. So we'd be creating a higher low that we can catch the buys to the upside. So on our higher time frames, a weekly, daily, 4-hour, we're obviously only looking for buys. So knowing this, we can now head over to the lower time frames. So what I've done here is, this was the previous day to the trade. So this was the big daily candle that you can see right here. This was the big daily candle. Was this movement here. It was CPI data. So the CPI dropped price down and then pushed it all the way back up, creating that big bullish candle that I showed. So this was at the end of that day. So I'm going to play Asian and I'm going to play London for you. But first of all, what do we need to do? Well, we need to draw on what potential zones we could be trading the US session tomorrow. So remember, we're only looking for buys. So what zones could we possibly have? So looking at it, if we go zoom out a little bit, immediately the one we should always have on is we have this high right here, which was that day's, the previous day's US high zone. So if we could get a break above in Asian or London or even US, and then a pullback to this zone, then we could buy up. Also, what do we have? Well, we have this zone right there. If I get that across. So that was Wednesday's US high. You can see that was a clear US zone right there. And if I actually take that across, you'll see it was respected on Monday as well. So Monday and Wednesday, this high zone here was created. So if we can pull back and tap into that zone, then that could be a nice reaction point. So either we're looking for a pullback to this zone and a bounce up, or we're looking for a break and retest of this zone and then a bounce up. It just depends what Asian and London session do. So that's what I'm going to play out right now. So this is Asian starting. It pushes round. It actually taps into the high again and starts rejecting it. So this is just added confirmation that that is a strong zone. Now, what do we have? This is 10:30. Price has tapped into the zone that we're talking about. So a couple hours more. So now US session has opened. I'm going to throw it onto the 5-minute right here. So US has opened. And what we can see is that we are starting to reject this zone. However, this 5-minute here is not very nice. Large upper wick, strong bearish body. So I'm going to play out and see if we can find a 5-minute that will reject the zone so we can get confirmation to buy. So that 5-minute right there is enough confirmation to buy. So it tapped into the bottom of the zone and it came all the way back up, a strong bullish candle. Now you can't actually see bearish versus bullish because of the indicator on, but you can, I mean, it's just pretty obvious to tell that you can see the price went from there up to there. So it's bullish. So this is a 5-minute candle right there, which is confirmation for me that I can buy to the upside. Now, even if you didn't want to take it on this, There was a nice 15-minute close. I'll show you that in a second, but there was a nice 15-minute close as well that you could have taken. So saying you bought off of there, the stop, I would have put it just below this point, just in case price did maybe come down a little bit. You still got a fantastic risk to reward here. And then my target, if I just throw on the 15, my target would just be the previous day's US high. 75 pips on Euro USD is a lot. It's a serious trade. So there's no point targeting higher than that. Now, if I just play out what happens, you can see price pushes all the way up, taps in, and then comes all the way back down. So this is highlighting to you the importance of knowing your US zone. So what did it do? It just moved exactly from zone to zone. If I just play out where price finished off the day, it just ranged around a bit, and then it just finished off around here. So this is the importance. You have to know your zones. This is how the market moves, especially US session. It tapped into a previous US zone, which was rejected already twice in the week in US session. It tapped into it, pushed all the way up, and then rejected the previous day's US high, and then came all the way back down. So that was a beautiful little trade right there, completely top down, broken down on Euro USD.